Hello everyone, I'm Leslie Hasser with Your Biz Rules, also the host of the Blast the Cash Master Series. If you're watching this today, this is part of our bonuses. It's actually something that I've opened up to a lot of people that haven't chosen to be a part of the Master Series yet and wanted you to get a taste of some of the great information that we're covering. So today's purpose is really to kind of continue our discussion on the 7 figures to 7 figures, how to get your business off the cash roller coaster. And I'm committed to you with that, and that's why we're kind of going above and beyond with a lot of the information that we're sharing. So on our first episode, we really covered, our first two, what I consider the two components of getting to your client. So that would be the amount of leads that you have and the conversions that are generating your clients. And that's really where a lot of us spend 90% of our time. 90% of our effort, 90% of the investment that we put back into our business really is spent over there. And that's good. I'm not going to new blood coming in, new clients coming into the business is a healthy thing. But I think we fall short on so many levels when that's all that we concentrate on. So that part, I know we shared a lot in there, and I've had some great feedback about the things that you've learned. But that's the part that people feel like, I got this covered. I don't need that information. Well, I shared a few surprises that should have shaken you up a little bit on that. Really what today's session is about is kind of our next two numbers in the 7 figures. And the way that I love to think about these numbers is this is all the information that you need to grow your business without additional clients. Is that possible? I heard a few like, what? What was that? Let me repeat it. So today's numbers are really about what you can do to grow your business without getting new additional clients, using the clients that you have. Because let's face it, getting in new clients is expensive. It can be difficult. It takes a lot of effort in that area. But what happens is that we're so focused over there that we forget to really enrich our client base that we have and to make sure that we are maximizing in our earning potential in that area. So that's kind of what we're going to cover today. I'm going to go ahead and get switched over to the PowerPoint so we can go through that. Again, we'll say this a couple times, so be sure to put your questions, put your comments out there for us. We are broadcasting live on Facebook as well, so really kind of in a new experience here. But Amy, bless her, my VA, is out there helping me moderate those things. I can see the one on Google. I can't see the one on Facebook. So if there's something that I need to answer, she's going to pop it back over here for us so that I can kind of take that. And we'll have just a little bit of time at the end to be able to answer your questions. So let's get started. Give me a sec. Let me just do the screen share. Okay, so we're going to get started. So we're going to do a little bit of review, guys, because there are some people joining us today that did not have the benefit of our first episode. I would advise you to go back and definitely watch that first episode, but we'll do just a little bit of review so we can get everyone up onto the same page, and we'll get into the fun stuff, the meat of the matter. So really, again, guys, I do want to bring this back up, that you do have a choice whether to have prosperity in your business or poverty in your business. And a lot of the things that we talked about in our first episode was that all of us are on this prosperity highway. What happens is we seem to take these exit ramps that get us off to poverty. And if you've ever taken an exit ramp, I know I do, most of my driving history is in Houston, but where you get off and there's like, it takes a really long time before you can get back on to the prosperity highway. And what we're trying to do today is really keep you on that freeway and keep you building the business that you need it to be and have that healthy business. So I'm going to make a lot of comments about when you've just taken a poverty off-ramp and what you can do to get back onto the prosperity freeway. I enjoy that part because I think if I can put it into such clear terms for you, this is something that you will be able to pinpoint in your own business. Again, the roadmap to get there. So, success can be achieved in a variety of ways. And that's one of the things that I love about business, is because we can do things and tweak them and make them very customized. Like for my clients, we work within their strengths to really build the business. And so that means we can have all of these different roadmaps to success, but that's because we have a foundation which is the same. And that's kind of what these 7 figures to 7 figures are, which is why I love it. It's why I'm really passionate about the Blast of Cash Master Series. And on this series, I know you'll hear me talk about how this can be applied to if you have a product, if you have a service, if you wherever type of business that you have. When you've got the basic foundations, you actually have the roadmap to success, and it can be completely geared to you, like I said we do for our clients, into finding the success that matters to you. All right? So welcome, to our little roadmap. We're going to have some fun. My why behind it all. So again, in our first episode, I shared how my parents had very entrepreneurial spirits. They had several businesses, and I was always involved with them as early, probably as maybe 5 or 6, and we had one business, though, that was really making a change in our life for the better. And through that business, an accountant embezzled $25,000 in sales tax money and really kind of bankrupted my family, and in a lot of ways destroyed my family unit. My family unit wasn't strong enough to withstand that type of tragedy because there's a lot that goes along with the emotions when you've got a business failing. And it's that experience that truly kept me away from being an entrepreneur, even though I myself have an extremely high entrepreneurial spirit. I understand that now. I'm completely unemployable, and I'm okay with that. But it was something that I shied away from. Like, I never really planned to go into business. It wasn't something I dreamed about at night. It wasn't something that I worked on in all my spare time. I mean, I avoided it like the plague. Until 2007, I found myself opening my own business. And I remember the first couple of years were fabulous, really, and I didn't understand what the whole big hubbub was and why people had so much trouble, and I was just very naive and very ignorant to a lot of things. Until 2009, when, like a lot of people, my business kind of came to a screeching halt. This is also my family. I kind of went into my story, but you can say hi to my guys. There are a lot of reasons why I do what I do, and also just my passion behind making sure that your business is healthy so that your family can be healthy. So just kind of a little plug to them. Say hi, guys. Hi, guys. But back to the entrepreneurial story. So, in 2009, we lost over 50% of our revenue, and we were a multi-6-figure business. So that's a pretty big chunk to lose. And I would spend the next 2 years really searching for the right answers to be able to dig myself out of it. And through those 2 years, I really felt like I didn't work hard enough, I wasn't working smart enough, I wasn't doing the right things. And so I remember going to almost any conference I could scrape 2 pennies together to go to, reading any business book that might have the answer, copying and watching other people and trying to figure out what they were doing and see if I could make it work for myself. And I just really struggled for 2 years. And that's 2 years of a business that is losing money. And when businesses lose money, our first inclination is that we dip into our own personal funds. So I did, I took out loans, I used my credit card whenever I could, and, the whole kind of vicious cycle that happens there. And what I love about when you're in this place of near, kind of where you balance between the hope and the desperation, like, I know I can make this work, but why can't it work? And the back and forth of that roller coaster. I love marketing images, and that's why I put this one in, because there's like, this is what it feels like to be at that point in your business. And I strongly disagree. That is what it feels like to be at that point in your business, where you are so angry at yourself, at the world, at clients, at whatever that isn't working, and then just so really broken down over the fact that you can't seem to make these things work. And that's really kind of what's brought me back to what we're sharing today, is because I know I have been there, and because I know what's happened on the other side. I am out there to reach 1,000 entrepreneurs that need some more cash in their business and show them the possibilities that exist in front of them, because I didn't know them when I was here. Yet this was not, I was blind to the simplicity of it all. So I actually was at a conference and decided, as I'm looking around and seeing all these quote-unquote successful people and not feeling like I was one of them, to get some help. And I did, and I actually picked up a business coach. I believe I paid for it personally for 2 months before the business was able to start paying for it by the 3rd month, which is pretty outstanding. And we did some amazing things. And one of my things that I love is that I was awarded in 2011 the fastest turnaround company for the year. It was an International Business Award awarded to me by Mr. Brad Sugars. It was a great night. But the reason that I received that award was because what I had learned from my coach, who's there, Mr. Doug Winnie, was really the fundamentals to turning around my business and growing it 150% in just 6 months. That's kind of the magic behind the simplicity of it. And what I've learned with business is that if the math doesn't work, the business won't, right? And so we hate math, and I know we hate math, and it's not exactly my favorite subject either. I'm much more of a liberal arts, creative kind of gal. But the point comes back to it is it was the math that turned my business around. And once I understood the true simplicity of it, it was fun. You know, it was something I could play with and something that I could get better with. So that's kind of what I want to be sharing with you today. Again, I live for your comments. I can't tell you enough. I'm sitting here presenting to you. We are live, but it's a very one-way conversation. So please let me know what you're thinking. If you have a question, if you agree or don't agree, you know, please put it out there. I'm open to hearing all sides of the stories, because I believe that through that discussion we actually get to the truth. And so the debate's awesome in my mind. But let us know what you think. You know, if you're watching this as a recording, go ahead and post. If you're watching this and you have our email, support@yourbizrules.com, let me know what you think. You know, if you feel like you have a question, I'll only make this presentation better the next time around. So hang in with me and go ahead and let us know you're out there and what you're thinking, or just say hi. Let everyone know you're there. So our time together really is very much a pay it forward. I am going to give you a lot of information. I can only go so deep in this short period of time that we have together, but I will let you know of a way that you can get more from me in a very no obligation manner, right? This is a huge gift, and I'm sharing it freely, and I just want you to get the information that you need to turn your business around, that I know will actually do it. So again, as a little bit of a review from our first episode, so you can kind of put yourself into here is, you know, if you have more month than money, this is probably a good place for you to be. But I'll also kind of come into, if you have the ability to bring in cash, but at the end of the month it just doesn't seem like it's ever enough, then this is here for you as well. That's what I love about the simplicity to this math that we're going to go over to, and the 7 figures to 7 figures, is it helps you at any point in your business. You could take this at a 6-figure and, you know, steady multi-6-figure and work it to be that 7 figures, right? It's just good business is good math. Without the math, there's no business. So especially if you are maybe don't get the financial side. I know a lot of people don't understand the numbers, and we develop all these fears around how we react to the numbers. I'm laughing because you can be an ostrich and put your head in the ground and just go la 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 la. I don't see it. I don't see it. Or you can be that rhinoceros that charges after every crisis because they're just so excitable and so much more reactive than proactive. Or you can be kind of that wise old owl. So I'm giving you some wise old owl strategies and techniques to really be able to grow your business in a way that's fun for you. So, and I think we all believe that our businesses have the ability to be successful, and that's kind of why I'm really truly committed to helping you see that as a reality. Again, this is stuff we work with our one-to-one clients all the time. We've had some big successes lately, but that's the point of it, right, is to be able to take that belief in your business and turn it into a reality. So you will learn, well, we went in through the 3 most common mistakes before. We're just going to highlight those today, so again, we're all on the same page. But again, we're continuing in what the 7 most important numbers are, why you need to know them, how having the knowledge is actually power, and that's a little Schoolhouse Rocks, if you remember that. And then just what some of the secrets are that really can have you growing your business, even as much as I did, 150% in just 6 months. So the 3 cash drought mistakes are, number 1, that we focus on clients, sales, and profits as an entrepreneur. That's what we think we need to be focusing on. It's what people talk about, and it's really not where our attention needs to be, because there are things that go into clients. There are elements that make up sales. There are elements that create profit. The client, the sales, and the profits are just the result of the equation. And so really what we're doing with this series is enlightening you to the components that go into the equation, and then helping you see how you can play with those and truly not ever really think about client sales and profits as what you need to fix, okay, and what you need to improve in your business. The second part is that ostrich mentality. It's actually a plague and is so pervasive out there that we feel like if we don't know it, then we don't have to face it. The problem is when it comes to cash in your business, you're going to get hit by that 2x4 one way or the other. I just would like you to maybe be able to see the elements before they come and learn that you can actually plan around them. And that's really what this series is giving you, is a very long-range vision so that you can actually not only get the momentum in your business, but keep it and not get side-railed by accidents and crises. And then the third mistake that entrepreneurs make is that we believe if you build it, they will come. You need to build it for them to come, but there's a lot more that goes into it, right? And nobody's going to hand you a 7-figure check without some more effort coming into it past the building of the business. So you've built a beautiful field. You've built a beautiful business based on great principles. I'm here to help you see how not only can you get them to come, but then what you can do with them, and like the strategies of playing a baseball on the field and actually winning the game. Kind of fun. So the 7 most important numbers. So our first series, we talked about leads and conversions. So those kind of have been grayed out. And then I've underlined the next 2 portions that we're going to be talking about. So we're going to be talking today about the average sale per client and the average number of purchases per client. Okay? You may be familiar with the average sales, maybe. But you probably don't track your average purchases. And these 2 areas are where we leave so much money on the table, and it is where we really don't increase the return on the investment that we have put into getting the leads and converting them and all the time and money and effort that goes into it, and then we don't take advantage of the fact that we have great clients, that we can serve them in so many ways that they will be happy to purchase from us. So that's what we're going to focus on today, and then that'll put the profit margins, customer lifetime value, and cost of acquisition as our last elements. And you want to come back for that, because that's really a fun money-making machine there once you understand the math. So I need you to be on board with the fact that 1% is huge, meaning that little changes in your business will actually do more for you exponentially than necessarily one big change in one area. Granted, change for good is always desirable. My point is to show you the simplicity of actually just aiming for that 1% or that 10% in each of these numbers and what the exponential value of that is. Even when I was learning these numbers, excuse me for a drink, I didn't really understand, didn't really believe it, didn't really, I'm like, all right, that looks great on paper, but let's see it happen type of an attitude. And I can tell you that time and time again it does happen. And the reason why is the power of 1%. So this is something we went into in great depth in our first part, but again, the part is if you were to have an incremental increase in each of these 7 numbers, the bottom line is exponential. And that's what we're looking for, right? We're looking for the exponential value. So you may have an area in your business that needs more focus than any, so go for that low-hanging fruit first and bring that up. And then the fun in playing with the numbers is really looking at which elements need to be increased, right? Which elements need to be at a ratio that is producing income in the business as hefty as you can do it. So I'm going to go on to this. So the power of the sale. I have to tell you, when it comes to sales, I have one client right now that can sell out of the park and is comfortable with sales, and she's been doing it for 25 years. Everyone else, we have to come into sales and really rewire some of the beliefs that we have around sales and selling. And this is probably one of the single biggest reasons why we don't, as entrepreneurs, really maximize the power of our business, is because we have so much baggage carrying around about sales. So I wanted to kind of put this into here because I think everyone's worried about coming on too strong with the sales. I can tell you it's something I battle with as well. It's not that uncommon, but I thought this was interesting that for every sale you miss because you're too enthusiastic, you will miss 100 because you're not enthusiastic enough. And I thought this hit home as we're going to go in and talk about average sale, because it's from that lack of enthusiasm that we have once we've gotten a client to purchase from us that doesn't have us really maximizing what the average dollar sale is for our clients. So with that in mind, we'll talk about what we do focus on. So we focus on what? Getting more sales, getting more revenue. And I'm just saying that for general sales is revenue, and that's what we're talking about here. And I want you to see the math that creates revenue. And that's going to be your clients, right? We figured out the math for that in our first episode, times the average sale per client, times the number of times that client purchases from you, all right? So it's kind of a this times this times this equals your gross sales. So when you're figuring out the math later, that's how you can go back and double check it. Does it add up? Did you miss something? Type of a thing, and really start to see the value of that. So when it comes to gross revenue, right, we're not going to impact clients because, again, that's a result. We're not going to impact the sales because that's a result, but what can we impact? We can impact the average sale per client and the average number of purchases per client. So average sale. Average sale is something that we should look to increase, and there are a lot of strategies that are about increasing your average sale. In fact, when you sign up for Blast Cash Master Series, our episode with Darnell Jarvie is a fabulous one to do because we talk all about pricing, and that's probably your lowest hanging fruit that you can have to increase your average sale. But there's a couple of other strategies that I want to bring into here because, again, I'm kind of combating those sales blocks there. And I want you to see that you actually have people engaging in improving their average sale every day with you, and you think nothing of it, right? You You expect the question half the times. You know, McDonald's is a great example. Would you like fries with that? How about supersize? Can I add you a drink? Things you expect, right? You expect to be able to be offered those extra things. If you're at a restaurant, they're going to ask you, would you like, what beverages can I get started for you? Would you like an appetizer? I mean, they haven't even asked you for what you probably came to the restaurant for, was your main meal, right? But they're increasing their average dollar sale. This is something you need to be doing in your business, is looking for moments like that to where you can increase your average dollar sale. Pricing, easy peasy, even though it's hard for a lot of people, easy peasy, the easiest thing you can do out there. The other part is to try to really look at ways to enhance your clients' purchases with services that are in congruence, in alignment, and add value. I want to give you one more example before we kind of move on. But with the average sale, that's, you know, I call it the Nordstrom moment. And this little ad from Nordstrom's, the Summer Trends ad, is a awesome example of how they're working to increase the average sale, even from a marketing standpoint, right? This is for more of a lead kind of communication. You could communicate it with your clients, right? And they're like, oh, and we have the sandal and the watch and the bracelet and the ring and the belt and the sunglasses that make this outfit perfect. Your long-term average sales strategy is about how do you create this for your clients? You know, how do you create these moments of completion that they can be happy about as a purchase and spend more additional funds with you. Now, what's fun about this is, yeah, you could have them do a second purchase, you know, third purchase, but when your client is in the spirit of buying, it's the best time to increase that average sale because you're not having to do the work to get them to decide to buy again. Right? So once they're at that point of being ready to buy, that's really when you need to be like, oh, and by the way, we've got this that I really think would add value, and here's what you know, the benefits of that, and then this, and really get that average dollar sale bolstered for us. Unless we have a consumable product, and some people do, some people don't, then you probably are going to have your largest sale first, right? And unless you've got something, everything's priced the same way, your second sale and your third sale might not actually be as high as your first one. That's quite possible. The other point that I want to talk about here is for a lot of service-based professionals where you are doing coursework or coaching work or something like that, your how about a belt is going to be in how you gift people in so that they'll come back and purchase again. Add-ons there, but you're probably looking more in, I think, even I'll say the number of purchases. And I think that's what we're going to talk about next. Yeah. So look, when you've spent all this time, money, and effort marketing and talking and selling and you know, courting and having relationships and building relationships and networking meetings and I mean, come on, get real. It's a lot of effort, right? It's a lot of time. It's a lot of money. You have a choice. You can have your client purchase from you once, or you can have them purchase from you lots. We, as business owners, tend to just go for once, and then we think that our clients don't need us anymore. Our clients actually would love to purchase from us again and again and again. If we've done a good job in delivery, they would love to purchase from us again and again and again. So it's how do you get these 6 purchases? How do you get 3 purchases? How do you get 2 purchases? That's the real key to this magic factor. So if you're looking at an average dollar sale of $2,000 and people actually purchase from you 3 times, that means that each client's worth now $6,000. I'm getting a little bit into the lifetime value of a client, but I want you to see the kind of the exponential factor here. The thing that really hit me hard in my first business is with that business, the purchase cycle was so long, right? It was like a 5 to 7 year purchase cycle, maybe once a year for 3 years, but it definitely was rare to get multiple projects within 1 year. And so for sustainability, we were constantly needing new clients. If that's the way you feel in your business, like there's never enough clients, I can't get enough clients through the door, there's not enough money left over at the end of the month or at the end of the project, I have no profits when I get to the end, a lot of that has to do with the fact that you're spending so much money up front, right, on your clients, and so much time and effort, and then when they get to this point, they purchase once. I think I was actually sitting in a seminar, Bad Sugars, and I'm talking about my first business, design, and we're talking about the fact that it's basically a one purchase, and his response to me was not what I necessarily wanted to hear, was basically that I had a very hard business, that it would be always a struggle to really and truly be able to produce something that I could walk away from, meaning that it would run profitably without me, right? I'm still involved, but without me being the one to do the work. And that was very depressing. It was not something I wanted to hear at the least, but it was very true. And it was one of the reasons that I really focused on building a new business, because of what I wanted for myself, for my family, and for my business and how I wanted my business to run. So now it's much easier for me to have more purchases, right? The business model is set up to such. The challenge is getting your business model to produce these average multiple purchases. When in my consumer product goods history, I did marketing and advertising, traditional and interactive agency work. Purchase cycle is something people talk about all the time. When you've got a consumable product, how long, brands spend millions of dollars on how long, how often can we keep these people purchasing our products? What is it that we can do to build a community to be able to purchase a product? If you have ever seen a brand, Physique, we did it for Physique, we did it for Corel, I don't know if it's still active, several brands where they start having games and apps and things like that you can interact with that brand on. That is a strategy designed to deliver multiple purchases from you. Okay, it's designed to be brand relevant, designed to be top of mind, so that when you have that choice again to purchase again, you purchase again. That's really what this is all about in building your business. This is truly one of the best exponential factors that you can have in your business to explode it. If you did nothing, like if you did not raise your average dollar sale, but you got your clients to purchase from you 3 times in a given period of time, let's say a year, you would triple your business without any new clients. That's how powerful this is. That's why I get so frustrated when I hear I need more clients. I don't necessarily need more clients. I'd have to see your numbers to know. But the chances are, if you've been established for 3, 4, 5 years, you don't necessarily need more clients. You need to do a better job of selling to the clients you have. So let's get into the math real fast. So average dollar sale, pretty easy. Again, historically, this is how you can find it. You take your total sales for a given period, divide it by the total clients for a given period, and you get your average sale per client. Pretty simple. If you've invoices, you can do invoices. It really depends on how your transactions are spaced. If it's by project, if it's by invoice, or if it's through use, do kind of keep those things in mind and do the tailoring that you need to do. But the essence of the number is sales divided by clients. You get your average sale per client, and this is a low average sale per client, in my opinion. If you've got more of a, what I call a more transactional business, you might be lower. You might have to do more volume in order to get the higher sales. But either way, keep it relative to your business and your business model and the products and services that you offer. Average purchases. This lady kind of cracks me up. She's got some buggy eyes, doesn't she? Anyway, so the math is total number of purchases made throughout that same given period divided by the number of clients would give you the average purchases per client. So I'm going to say this in our model. This average purchase is 3, which is great. Great for a lot of us, and then you start to see again the exponential factor. So if you've got 10 clients times $1,000, making an average of 3 purchases from you, that generates $30,000 in revenue. So again, it's a show me the money moment. I love, I thought that is a funny picture, but it is this show me the money moment in your business, is to understand how these pieces kind of pull together to generate your sales. And if you look at how we've broken up the numbers, you can see, like I said, everyone puts this first emphasis in the first chunk. They virtually ignore this section, right? And they complain about the third section. Imagine if you are at this point in time to where these numbers are new to you and that you are really starting to understand the exponential growth of your business, that just focusing on the third that people didn't even know that they needed to focus on, what impact that has on your business. And here's kind of a little bit. Again, we showed this math, again, type of math, but the same numbers are true, except now you start to see, you can imagine adding on, let's just say, a 21% increase onto the last 21% increase. What starts happening in your business? That's why I say the 150% is awesome. Definitely, we worked our bums off for it. We had to change a lot about how our business was set up and our mindset, and good gravy. I mean, I earned it. I can admit that. But the point is that it's so doable, right? And when you start to see these numbers, it makes it doable. You just have to have the roadmap to get you there. So your homework for this session is really about finding your average sale, finding the average number of purchases. That's the only things I want you to do before here in our next episode, is just figure out those numbers. Kind of showed you the math. The recording's available. You can go back and look at the math. But really, you start to plug these numbers in and have them handy dandy. We've got some fun stuff, a tool that you can use. I'll tell you about that in a second, and how you can get access to that so that you really even can make it even easier. So if you're scared of math, if you're one of my ostriches out there, I can't make it any simpler than get the tool and put it to use. And we'll kind of go into that tool actually on the next session as well, about what you can do with it. So putting it all together, like you've heard, is I'm giving you all the nuts and bolts, right, to building this good business that can be healthy and give you this healthy family. And in this instance, I'm giving you the tools, right? But you don't always know how to put the tools together, and where to put the nuts and the bolts, and how tight to screw, how tighten it, and which tool do you use to do that, and is this in the right place, and all that stuff. That's really where you're left in this stage, is, okay, I'm getting the tools to understand that, my business is math, and if the math is good, then the business is good, but I still don't understand how I put them together and how I actually get that 10% increase in a certain element of my business. And I'm going to tell you how to do that. I do want you to know that our third series is going to be next Wednesday, the 17th, same bat time, same bat channel. You'll get your invitations and things like that so that you can know that it's going to be there, and we try to do a good job of updating that so you can see it. If you're one of our Europe's Biz Rule community members, you'll get an email notifying you that it's coming and to join us. So know that. Put it on your calendar so you don't forget. But I wanted to tell you a little bit more about the Blast of Cash Master Series. And really, the Blast of Cash Master Series is designed to give you the strategies to improve those numbers. I think we have 19 speakers in total. 17 speakers, maybe somewhere right around there, and because I keep adding them, and Amy's going to kill me if I add one more, but we really have about that many different strategies to improve different elements of your business. And as I talk with our experts and really dig in with them, these are, some of the things you can expect to see, but I'm going to let you know this is a lead strategy. This is a, average dollar sales strategy. Wow, this is a profit strategy, so you can start to see how all of these messages that you see and hear from different experts actually can be put to use in your business, and really the opportunities that you have to take the math and make it work for you. So if you're looking for more clients, if you're looking for the right clients, if you're looking for clients who will pay, you need to come on board, because we're going to talk about all of those things. If you are frustrated because you feel like you have competition, then you need to come aboard. And I've always maybe arrogantly considered the fact that I don't have competition, because there is only one me. Nobody else can put it like I do. But there's a lot of strategies and reasons why I can say that with confidence, and we've got some experts that are going to help us put that together for you. More value, more people without spending a cent yourself. Look, I realize that you might be in a cash crisis, and I wanted to bring to you some just really innovative ideas and how people build their businesses when they are in that cash crisis that can generate results. We have one speaker, Lori Dawson, that her episode has inspired me. And I think that's fabulous. And just the ways to think and change your perspective on how you're doing your marketing, who's paying for that marketing, and how you can make it work for your business. That's what this is about, and it's a leverage in its truest sense of the form. But again, we're all about boosting. Yeah, I told you I could do 150% change in my business in 6 months. I have gone out there and found things that you can put into place in 14 days. I say 30 days just in case it took you a little bit longer. I work fast, so I'm like 14 days you could have this down flat, but 30 days for sure. And there's more than one speaker that is talking about these, so that's awesome. And then, like I said, we're even going to dig into the profits and things of that nature that really help you understand where the money is going. I think we had one speaker that said, if you don't tell or maybe one of my friends has talked about, if you don't tell your money what to do in your business, then it will do whatever it wants, and it's usually not what you need. So these are important concepts that will really help plug any holes that have in your business. I think overall, guys, the 6- and 7-figure strategies are massive in here. Like I said, I don't think you can be running a profitable business that's worth your time, dollars, and effort if you're not in that 6-figure range. It's not giving you a payoff yet, and you're working far too hard if you're under that. But these really are strategies that you will help you today, help you tomorrow, and help you 3 years from now. It is how I turned our business around 4 years ago. It's how I've built a brand new business on top of it. The math works, and that's the long-term value of it. But we have so many tips and tricks, I can't even begin to tell you. I've been trying to keep a little track, and I can easily say that there's over 50. So if you're worried about, I know I've been on some series where I'm like, they said absolutely nothing. I'm not about that. I've tried to be very, very, very judicious and critical and poke and prod and really push every one of our experts into giving as much as they can give. And we've had some great shares, some great information, and I don't want you to miss out on those gold nuggets, because that's really what they are. 7-figure to 7-figure bonus. This was the tool I was talking about. So as part of the Blast of Cash series, you're able to get the 7 figures to 7 figures calculator. And trying to keep the math as easy for you as possible, you plug in the numbers that it asks for, such as your leads, your leads, your clients, your sales, all that stuff, and I do the math for you. So you just have to really have even your last year's taxes, for goodness sake, and to be able to do this. Moving forward, you're going to want to have it in a better format, but we're making the math as easy as you can, and you can only get that by joining us in the Blast of Cash Master Series. It's the only place it's available unless you're one of my clients, and they've got a copy of that. But also, I've got 3 experts that are really going to start us off. So with Susan Delana Swim, Dinah Eisenberg, and then Kristen Robinson are all sharing some great strategies and really using leverage with people you know, using leverage in what exists in your business, and then kind of preparing your mind just a little bit. The more stressed you are in a situation in your business, the less likely you can think clearly, think efficiently, and get to the solution you need fast. So Susan's going to actually help us out with some de-stressing kind of exercises. And if you're practical like me and they feel a little crazy, which they might, I have to tell you that the practical me does a lot of them every day. All right, and they have a big impact on my peace, calm, and the ability to get done what I need to have done. So you don't want to miss out on those guys. There is a special surprise, and I'm not going to tell you what it is because you need to sign up. And but I'm committed to you having this information long term, so it's a way that you can get that at a great surprise for you. So take advantage of that, but you have to sign up in order to find out what that is. That's it for today, guys. So I've got one little bit more, but in case you've hesitated, if you've joined us for the first episode and haven't made it to the second episode, you need to go ahead and just sign up. It's completely free. I've given it great value, just as you've seen us give here today and before. You're going to get the same value, if not sometimes more, with a lot of our speakers. So just want to encourage you to take the time right now, just take action, just get it done, and do the blastofcashseries.com so that we can talk with you a little bit more and help you a little bit more. So with that, we are much better at ending at 46 minutes today. Is kind of a bit of inspiration. So the inspiration is a bend in the road is not the end of the road unless you fail to make the turn. If your business is at a bend in the road, I'm offering you the way to take the turn. I'm offering you the way to get back on the success map, to get back on the prosperity highway, and be able to go on the path that you're on. Just because you're not in the best spot in your business doesn't mean that it can't get better. And I know that, and I've seen that. I've walked my clients through some amazing journeys that looking back, they would not trade for the world. So that's what I'm offering for you guys, is a way to make the turn, a way to stay on the freeway, and a way to do better in life, have a better life. So that's it for there. I'm checking over with Amy. Looks like we're pretty good on the questions. Give just a second here to get the screen back. There we are. Okay, guys, I'm just going to sign off. Thank you for spending some time with you. I hope that you learned some things that will probably take a few days to settle in and sit in. So I still want to hear from you. I want to hear what worked for you, what clicked for you, and your ahas, so that we can know what's working in this information and be able to share better with others. So that's it for now. I want to thank you, and until then, we'll see you next Wednesday, the 17th at 1 p.m. Central. That's all for now, guys. Thank you.